The one-year anniversary of that horrific shooting in Kalamazoo gives time to put some fresh perspective, especially for those who were there. The first responders who rushed to the scene after scene amid the chaos and the carnage. That shooting started again at the Meadows townhomes late in the afternoon, and then hours later, when the shootings happened at the Kia dealership and the Cracker Barrel, police knew they were looking for a mass shooter in their community. Late last week, I had the chance to sit down and talk with the officials from the 3 different police agencies who responded that awful night, who jumped into action about the lessons learned and the painful memories left behind.
Not a time goes by that I don't think about that night.
For State Police Lieutenant Dale Hines, the events of February 20th remain seared in his memory. Moments a year later, he still sees as mind-boggling. Multiple shootings, hours and miles apart. An apartment complex, a car dealership, a Cracker Barrel. Arriving that night, Hines recalls a brutal crime scene.
And their lives have forever changed.
And still feels the pain of the lives lost.
Well, you remember, the shock of it all. You remember that, obviously we lost a lot of people that evening.
You really feel for those folks that are missing their loved ones today because it shouldn't be that way, right?
Kalamazoo Police Chief Jeff Hadley remembers the chaos of the night.
2 cars have been shot up. There's 3 people.
First, the trauma.
I don't know where he came from.
Kalamazoo, a city in mourning.
And then the worldwide spotlight.
You got families who are shattered today.
Kalamazoo finding itself the newest member of a heartbreaking fraternity of communities coping with a sudden and unexpected outburst of violence.
We shouldn't have to live in a society where we have to worry about that those things may happen, but we unfortunately know that they do, and unfortunately know that they happened here in the city of Kalamazoo.
In the midst of Kalamazoo's worst moment, the first responders that night were at their best. Superheroes, but not superhuman.
The emergency responders, being hospital staff, being the EMS on the scene, the firefighters, or the police officers involved.
Kalamazoo County Sheriff Richard Fuller says the rampage threatened to open psychological wounds. The county's critical incident stress management team was activated, a debriefing situation on how to properly cope. They held 2 sessions with at least 50 people each.
What they witnessed, how they had to act, what they had to do, and talk about it as a group of people that do these things on a regular basis.
And now, as the community comes together to honor the victims and thank the brave men and women who helped that night, a moment of gratitude, a moment to be forever strong.
I think especially on a first anniversary, it's a good thing to do. It allows people to remember together, grieve together, and I think overall it will be helpful for the community as well as the survivors.
Just an idea of how profound that tragedy was for law enforcement and the first responders that were involved that night.